everyone, and welcome back to the Vodcast. My name is Max Langley, and I'll be your host today and for what will be a thrilling episode about what it takes to stay on top in professional sports. We are being joined by representatives of the Golden State Warriors, Miami Heat, Chicago Bulls, and Los Angeles Dodgers to figure out what it truly takes to build a championship-winning team. Starting with the basics, we have scouting, drafting, and developing talent. This is where data analytics has totally transformed the game, with teams like the Los Angeles Dodgers winning multiple World Series based off their advanced analytics, and teams like the Golden State Warriors building their dynasties off of little-known draft picks such as Steph Curry. Fellas, take it away.
The Warriors exemplify executive scouting and development strategies within their focus on analytics and player potential. Draft success. The Warriors, by drafting Steph Curry back in 2009 and Klay Thompson in 2011, laid the foundation for a team's grassroots success as with the Golden State Warriors. Both players were seen as unpredictable talents, Curry's shooting range and Klay Thompson's defensive capabilities, created through effective coaching within Stephen Kerr. Under the coaching staff of Steve Kerr, a talented coach, played back then, now growing up and developing and continue developing the strong athletes help their team. Warriors have fostered a culture of improvement with several players that are not as popular as per se as Steph Curry or Klay Thompson. Their emphasis on skill development, particularly in shooting and ball movement, to help them develop the game even further. They utilize advanced data analytics to track player performance, which aids the target development efforts. Social media, all you see is ESPN having the player spotlights on these certain players, and they benefit the Warriors to guide their team to German success down the line, helps bring the team's atmosphere up. People travel to just see the Warriors and come through marketing people. People don't even know basketball, but they know who Steph Curry is.
The Miami Heat are a model franchise when it comes to crafting winning teams. The core of the Miami Heat's success is their ability to scout, draft, and develop players, and they do so utilizing detailed and specific data analytics. They rely heavily on groups such as the 6-in-1 Analytics Group, which provides them with real-time data to inform decisions about their players' finances and even fan engagement to boost their overall productivity and effectiveness. It collects, analyzes, and interprets data that helps the Heat make crucial decisions about on and off-the-court initiatives. Scouting is crucial in talent identification and the process of recognizing current and upcoming athletes with the potential to be elite athletes is a competitive advantage which is offered by early recruitment. The Miami Heat utilized this with their data analytics in their scouting process to develop and identify players, leading to the enhancement of fan experiences. And one example is in their handling of Tyler Hero, who was drafted 13th overall in 2019. Hero was known for his shooting prowess at the University of Kentucky, and he averaged about 35.5% from three-point range, 93.5% from the free throw line. What really stood out about him was his versatile scoring ability. Utilizing their analytics, the Heat scouted him, identified his ability to his shot mechanics and his clutch performances in the college games. So consistent offensively all the time, and he played 38 minutes and never really got tired. However, once he was drafted, the Heat used their data to monitor and guide his development, highlight some areas where he could improve, such as the pick and roll efficiency, his defensive performances. Hero himself has identified some areas where he can improve, such as increasing his scoring volume and maximizing his true abilities as a scorer. The NBA earns more than $8 billion per year, and approximately half that money is spent on players' salaries. Teams compete to sign the best players, though they are subject to salary cap, but one of the main contracts in professional sports is rookie scale contracts. Heroes was about $17 million. So this approach by the Heat really improved their team's success and their fan engagement. Over the years, watching Hero develop and increase his three-point percentage is very enticing for fans, both in the stadium watching the games and watching from home. So Miami's ability to scout, draft, and develop players like Hero using their data is a crucial part of their strategy in becoming a very competitive team. Large mainstream artists like Jack Harlow have written songs about him being named Tyler Hero.
When it comes to drafting, the Dodgers have a great draft philosophy of drafting mentally tough players who they know will be able to perform at the major league level. Furthermore, they also focus on drafting consistent contact hitters and then working to develop the power behind their swing once they get into the Dodgers system. An example of this is Max Muncy, one of the Dodgers' best home run hitters. When he was drafted, he wasn't really seen as that. He was more just making contact with the ball. However, through their development, they were able to develop him into the home run machine that he is today.
Chicago Bulls of the 1990s, led by Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, are a prime example of a team that effectively utilized various methods to craft a winning team. Bulls were highly successful in scouting, drafting, and developing talent in the 90s. The draft picks of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen were pivotal to the Chicago Bulls' success. The team also identified and developed other key contributors such as Dennis Rodman, who was acquired through a trade but fits seamlessly into the team system, and Tony Kukoc, a European draft pick who played a significant role off the bench. The Bulls' ability to develop their players within the system was enhanced by the coaching of Phil Jackson, who implemented the triangle offense. The system allowed players to grow and contribute in meaningful ways, fostering a strong team culture and cohesion.
Thank you guys, all excellent points there. Going in towards championship runs, sometimes you just really need that extra edge to push you over to get to that championship. Thinking of the Miami Heat in 2010, putting together the big three in LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. That wasn't luck, it was strategic timing. They knew they had the core, but they needed those game-changing players to bring home those multiple championships when it mattered most. Let's take it away and figure out some insights about bringing in players when it's needed most.
Over the recent years, the Warriors have outsourced key players to enhance their championship prospects. For example, years ago, 2020, when the acquiring Andrew Wiggins was a significant move. Wiggins brought both offensive capabilities and defensive capabilities, and versatility sliding right to the Warrior system.
The Miami Heat also do really well in making timely trades to fill gaps in their roster. They try their best to identify the exact player they need to push them over the top towards the NBA championship. This was seen in their acquisition of Jimmy Butler in 2019, which transformed the Heat from a competitive team to a legitimate championship contender. That analytics played a huge role in the decision to pursue Butler. The Heat looked at his stats with the 76ers, where in 55 games he averaged 18.7 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, shooting 46.7% overall and 34.7% from three-point range. After looking at performance data, he realized that they need a two-way player who can give them offense, defense, and be a leader. Butler's defensive real plus minus showed his ability to perform in clutch moments and made him the perfect fit for Miami's system. The Heat would send Hassan Whiteside to the Trailblazers, Josh Richardson to the Sixers, and Maurice Harkless and future first-round picks to the Clippers. Since joining the Heat, leadership and high performance levels have led the Heat to the finals in 2020, where they played a thrilling series against the Los Angeles Lakers, as well as energized both teams and fans throughout the process, providing much excitement, drama, and eustress, particularly in these playoff games.
While the Dodgers do draft and develop a lot of their players, they're not shy to the idea of trading them off to get well-established MLB superstars. Two of the most notable players that they have traded for in recent years are Mookie Betts, who was named to the National League All-Star team this year, and Jack Flaherty, who is now a major part of their pitching rotation, as he's already pitched today this week in the World Series.
The Bulls were adept at timely outsourcing of key players through trades to bolster their roster. One of the most notable trades was the acquisition of Dennis Rodman from the Antonio Spurs in 1995. Rodman's defensive and rebounding skills were exactly what the Bulls needed to complete their championship puzzle. This trade is a classic example of identifying a specific need and filling it with a player who can make an immediate impact. Another significant move was the signing of free agent Robert Parrish in the 1996-97 season. Although Parrish was 43 years old at the time, his experience and presence helped the team in the pursuit of another championship.
Absolutely. All very, very, very good points. Thank you guys. Looking more towards free agents acquisitions, and you have your under the radar versus the marquee player discussion. You have teams like the Bulls in the 90s were really good at bringing in the big names. They had Michael Jordan, they had Scottie Pippen, but they made key acquisitions like Dennis Rodman to fill in specific roles that helped make that team unstoppable. And how about Golden State in bringing in Kevin Durant? The marquee signing took them from champions to dynasty. But even today, teams like the Miami Heat, they look towards good players who are going the radar like Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin, proving you always don't need a big superstar to make impact. How can you guys weigh in on this final question?
3. Critical free agent acquisitions. I'm talking about past because all these past players played and made the Golden State Warriors better and make them who they are today. Marquee signings when Kevin Durant signed in 2016 was transformative. His addition at the time was the Warriors to be able to be stronger than they even were with all these additional players. And some under-the-radar acquisitions that players like Otto Porter Jr. in 2021 have also proven crucial. Acquisitions have provided depth and versatility without high-profile spotlight, helping the team maintain a competitive edge. Same as with Steph Curry and marketing his shoe and marketing the whole team as qualitative. Something that's kind of like that. Marketing the person, marketing the team converts into one, helps the team out with the Golden State Warriors.
Free agent under-the-radar players are very important to teams, with free agent contracts being subject to maximum values. The Heat have excelled in this area. Duncan Robinson was undrafted in 2018. He played in an independent league with 16 other smaller teams. In New England attended Williams College, a D3 school, transferred to Michigan, went undrafted and spent time in the G League. And over time, the Heat's analytics team saw something others didn't, signing him to a $90 million deal. They realized Robinson's shooting efficiency, which is 42% from three-point range in college, that he needed a player to further facilitate their offense, especially from the three-point line. First, he signed Robinson to a summer league team, and after further analysis of data, he became one of the league's top three-point shooters and signed one of the largest NBA contracts ever given to an undrafted player.
Considering the massive market that the LA Dodgers are in, it's no surprise that they are an attractive destination for big-name free agents to come to when it's their time to pick where they want to go. The Dodgers have the third highest payroll in Major League Baseball at just around $249 million. It's only behind the two New York teams, which once again makes sense given the size of their city and where they play. The Dodgers are also able to give out a lot of money because there is no salary cap in the MLB. So before the 2024 season, they spent $1.3 billion on contracts, including a $700 million 10-year deal for two-way superstar Shohei Ohtani, who at the time of the contract was the reigning American League MVP and will most likely be the National League MVP.
While the Bulls did not heavily rely on free agent acquisitions during their championship runs, they did make strategic signings. The signing of Steve Kerr, who provided clutch shooting and veteran leadership, was crucial. Kerr's ability to hit key shots, including the game winner in Game 6 of the 1997 NBA Finals, exemplifies the value of under-the-radar free agent signings. The Bulls also made use of veteran free agents like Brian Williams, who was signed in the 1996-97 season, to provide depth and experience to the team. These signings were made to complement the core of Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman rather than to build the team around new free agents. The Bulls' success in the 1990s was largely built on developing players and culture rather than buying a championship. The team's commitment to internal development, strong coaching, and a cohesive team culture were key factors in their sustained success. This approach is more respected and sustainable as it fosters a deeper sense of unity, adaptability, and long-term success. The contract negotiations with Scottie can also highlight the team's focus on building around the core players rather than relying on external free agent signings. Pippen's contract, though undervalued at the time, was part of the team's strategy to maintain a competitive roster without breaking the bank. The Chicago Bulls of the 1990s exemplify a team that successfully combined scouting, drafting, and developing talent with timely outsourcing of key players and strategic free agent acquisitions. Their focus on internal development and building a strong team culture was instrumental in their championship wins and remains a model for sustainable success in professional sports to this day.
Thank you guys, those are some great insights. Now finally, we're going to dive into the exciting debate, buying a team versus building a championship. Which approach truly stands out as better, and which one earns more respect in the sports world?
In terms of buying the championship, Miami Heat have not recently been accused of this, but back in 2010, the Miami Heat formed a super team, which included LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and the re-signing of Dwayne Wade. And this trio was known as the Big Three, which led them to two NBA championships in 2012 and 2013. They were accused of buying their championships, which is also known as signing superstar talent rather than developing a roster, drafts and player growth, and developing players to perform to their maximum capacity. And this mainly came from lower market teams like the Orlando Magic. While bought championships are going to face backlash, people are going to say, that wasn't a real championship, we knew they were going to win already. There's always still that respect for the team's talent and effort throughout the season, especially under pressure in the finals. Overall, developing players to reach that goal is going to carry greater admiration because people will see competition as equal. It's really going to highlight their hard work and loyalty, making the championship feel more authentic and meaningful in the eyes of fans and the media.
There is a lot of discourse in the media about the concept of buying a championship, which refers to the idea that certain teams, especially in Major League Baseball where there is no salary cap, have a much easier time just bringing in big name free agents, big name players, because they have the financial resources to do this, as opposed to, some of those poorer teams like the Las Vegas Athletics just simply cannot afford. The Dodgers, $700 million over 10 years to Shohei Ohtani, that's just not feasible for some other organizations, and unfortunately for those smaller market teams, the fans unfortunately view this as a unfair or a not very respectful, honorable way of winning a championship. However, sports media professionals all understand that this is the most successful way to win a championship. It has the highest success rate, considering since 2010, only two World Series winning teams have had a payroll that was in the bottom half of the league.
So there you have it. Building a winning team takes a mix of scouting, timing, and smart acquisitions. Whether it's the draft, trade, or free agency, these teams show us that the right moves can build a legacy. Thank you very much for tuning into this episode. Stick around for next time, because we got more great sports insights coming to you straight live from the Vodcast.